Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Wonderful Wednesdays at Westport. How's that for alliteration on a rainy Wednesday morning? Well, we're happy to have you join us today, and we've got some exciting things going on at the Sewing and Vacuum Authority. Just wanted to tell you, if you're not on our email list, we encourage you to be on our email list, and I'm going to tell you why. If you are not on our email list, go to sewvacauthority.com. The first thing that pops up when you go to sewvacauthority.com is the opportunity to sign up for our mailing list, and that's how you get on our email list. So if you were on our email list, you have gotten an email, I think yesterday, that says, it's kind of hard to see my sign, but I needed my notes here. Celebrate the AQS Quilt Show with savings, then join us there, because we will be the Bernina, the purveyors of the Bernina booth at the AQS show. We'll be on the main floor where we always are, to the right when you first walk in, to the far right. So come see us if you're there. We would love to see you. But our illustrious leader, AKA Russell Gay, our owner, came up with a great idea. He said, why don't we have AQS savings in the store for the whole month of April? Yay. And so we have a special price book, confidential. You can only find out what the prices are if you come into the store. So no prices over the phone, no prices by email. You would need to come into the store to get our special prices. These prices are good for the month, all month long, and just encourage you to come in. If you're in the market for a new machine, we will be matching the prices at Paducah, and then we will also have the Bernina booth at Paducah. So if you want to put a deposit down on a Bernina, you can do that as well. So come find out what all the excitement is about. Come see us. We're here 10 to 6 Monday through Friday, 10 to 5 on Saturday. Also wanted to point out some sewing classes that we have coming up this month. We have our By Annie Club, and we are thrilled to death with our By Annie. We are By Annie dealers now, I think the only ones in the area. So in a minute I'll have Chris walk around and show you the By Annie wall with all of our product, and and possibly all of Charlie Smith's samples, but I'm going to have Charlie do a little Facebook Live in the next couple of days and show them to you, because it's so much more fun if she talks about them. So Judy, By Annie Club, and you can make anything you want in the By Annie Club, and their choices are infinite. Also, we have the Judy Club on the 23rd. This is taught by Debbie Deason, who is a wonderful trained Judy Niemeyer teacher. You can work on any Judy Niemeyer or QuiltWorks project, or she has a new project, which is in the classroom, called the Scandinavian Snowflake. So if you want to come take a look at that, that would be a fun thing to do as well. We have the Kimberbell Table Topper coming up on the 13th. Quilting 101 on the 11th. About trout. This is so fun. We can get a shot of that, Chris. This is taught by Carol Capsalis, and I think it would be an awesome Father's Day gift, or just a gift for any man in your life, or young or old, or in between, or for you lady fishermen as well. Also, just a reminder that April is National Overlocker Month, so I'm going to walk over here with Chris. Hey, Barbara.
Hey, everybody. So glad you're with us this morning. Be with you in a minute.
So at National Overlocker Month, if you buy any of the L8 series overlocker sergers from Bernina, you will get not only the trolley, which is regularly $499.99, and you will also get a Laura Star lift iron, which are awesome, and you will get the big book of serging. So that's a really incredible package that comes with the overlockers, and we also have extended financing available for all of our machines. So just wanted to clue you in on some of those fun things, and in a minute we'll walk into the classroom, but right now Barbara's gonna talk to you about maintaining your machine, and we're glad to have Barbara back with us. She missed a week
Hello, everybody. So good to be back. And so what we're going to talk about today is how do you maintain your machine on a daily basis and what you can do to make your machine work better. One of the things that we want to talk about is needles. You know, don't wait until you've got 10 years on a needle to change it. You know, you need to change it about every 8 hours for sewing or whenever you start a new project, because they do get dull. So make sure you have plenty of needles on hand, and that you can, if you need help in deciding what kind of needle you need to use, we can help you with that. Be glad to. And so just for instance, for if sewing on cotton, you might want to use a Microtech Sharp needle, which is a really sharp needle that is great for cottons, and it does a really great job. If you're sewing on leather, you need a leather needle, or sewing on anything like leather, like plastics or anything like that. And you also need a foot that's a Teflon foot that'll help your needle go through your materials and glide right on over it. If you have a metal foot or on your machine, then it might not work so well. So you might want to think about that. Okay, now first of all, whenever you're maintaining your machine, what do? Well, first of all, you want about every 4 bobbins, you want to clean the inside of your bobbin case out. And so in doing that, you want to use a Q-tip, not a brush. And the reason you want to use a Q-tip for it is because you're going to be grasping that dust out of your bobbin case. If you use a brush, it's going to just sweep it around. It'll grab a little bit of it, but it won't grab all of it. But if you use a Q-tip, it'll make a big difference in the maintenance of your machine. So I'm going to show you over here. I'm using the Illuminaire, the Brother Illuminaire, which is the top of the line machine. And so you want to take your bobbin cover off of it, and then you want to take the plate off. Now on this machine, it's really nice because it's got this little button that just automatically releases it. And so there you go, you've got all that stuff to clean. So you want to take your bobbin out, then you want to take your bobbin case out. Now on the Brother machines, it's got a little bitty white tip, a little dot there, and it's got a dot here that you want to line these up. Now in looking at this machine, if you look in here, it doesn't have a lot of dust, but it does have some dust. Now let me tell you what will happen if you don't clean your machines out. They'll stop, they'll quit working. And you'll come in here and say, oh my gosh, I need to get my machine fixed. It's quit working on me. What happened? And we'll open it up and see that it's full of dust and ask you what kind of sweater you'd like to knit from it. So, and I say that in jest, but it is true. It will not work if you get too much dust in the bobbin case. So you take your Q-tip and you go around. Fred. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I thought I turned that thing off, but I guess I didn't. But I have now. It's always fun when you have cell phones going off in the middle of something like this. Okay, so you take your, look at here at the dust in this thing. You can see it better on the back of this gray background. But see, and that was just one swipe around it. Now we use this in the machine, in the store for demos, but just think what would happen if we never cleaned it. We would have all kinds of fun dust, little bunnies everywhere. So you take your Q-tip and you go around in the inside of your machine. You want to get all the areas out. You want to clean as much as you can. See, look there, the dust coming out of that thing. So you got 2 ends of your Q-tip, so turn it around so you can get both sides of it. See, there's some more dust bunnies coming out. My goodness, my goodness. I guess it's a good thing I decided to use this machine. Now, on this machine, it's got the feed dogs have to be cleaned too. And that is the only thing that I would use a brush for, is your feed dogs. Because you can take your brush and clean those out. Now, if you use a Q-tip to clean them out, they're going to get stuck and tear because the Q-tips will grab the dust, but they will also get caught on your feed dogs and make it a little bit harder to clean. So you want to just go everywhere you can around in this area and grab all the dust you can out of it, because you don't want that dust in there. Now, please do not ever take a can of air and blow this in here. Chris is looking at me like, really? Yeah, and the answer is really, because what happens if you blow dust inside your area in here, it's going to be blowing all that dust back in your mechanics of your machine back up in here, and you don't want that to happen at all. So and you need to have a yearly maintenance done about once a year. I guess that would be a yearly maintenance, wouldn't it? So that the technician can take all of this upper stuff, take all these things apart and clean all that area in there, and also back in here. So whenever they do a clean and tune on your machine, that's what they're doing. They're taking the machine apart and cleaning all the dust off of it and getting all the dust bunnies from in here. And another thing, whenever you're to help keep dust down in the upper part of your machine, you cut your thread up here and pull from down here. And the reason you want to do that is because thread is made to go a certain direction, and if you pull it backwards from that direction, it's going to cause more dust to build up in your machine. And so you certainly don't. And also use good thread. Don't use junky thread, because if you're going to the effort and expense of making a quilt or making a dress or whatever it is you're sewing, you know, use good thread so that your product will be a good finished product. It'll make a difference in how it looks. And so we carry Metler threads, Aurifil for cottons. We carry Isacord for embroidery. And so those are the threads that the machines in our store, and we carry Brother, Bernina, Burnett, Viking, Janome, and a few Singers online. But anyway, those products really like the threads that we carry here, and that's why we carry them, because we know they're good threads. We know they're going to look good on your finished product, and it's going to make a difference in how your finished product looks as far as sewing and the seams and those kind of things. You want it to look good if you're going to go the trouble and expense of doing it. So use good thread, use good needles. Don't use crappy stuff. You know, be careful. I know some people buy stuff off of Amazon and places like that, but if you're going to do that, make sure that you're buying good stuff, because it will make a difference in how your performance of your machine is, and how your garment or your quilt or whatever looks when you're doing those things. So just make sure you get all this dust out down through here. And now on most of the machines have drop-in bobbins, and so it's easy to get in here and get to this stuff. Now on the Bernina machines, those machines have a side slide-in bobbin, and a few of these other machines do too, but for the most part, you're going to find drop-in bobbins like this. And look, there's a piece of thread down in there. Oh my goodness, got to get rid of all that stuff. Okay, good deal. All right, and so the Bernina has to be oiled once a day. Or when you first start, before you start sewing, you want to put 1 drop of oil in the racer. And if you have any problems knowing where that is exactly on the Bernina machine, just stop by the store and anybody will be able to give you information on exactly where you need to oil it. You can also look in your manual. Your manual is your best friend. Look in your manual, it'll tell you where to find the oil spots on the Bernina machine. So if you have any questions about any of this stuff, come by the store and we'll be glad to help you out. And Miss Linda, anything else about the Berninas I left out about cleaning them? And then there's the top plate that you also want to take off and clean on the Bernina machines.
The Bernina, especially the 4, 5, and 7 series, are a little different, and when you come to your class, I will show you how to do that. But that one, you actually take the hook out because it's an upright bobbin, it's not a drop-in bobbin, and put a little drop of oil on that hook. And again, there is a great video built into the machine. There are plenty of great videos out there, YouTube videos. Bernina Jeff has some incredible videos on taking care of your Bernina, or we'll be happy to show you. So
yeah, just stop by the store and see some of the beautiful fabrics we've got. Oh my gosh, we've got some new fabrics in since I've been gone. It's like every time I come in here, it's like, oh my gosh, what else have we got?
Exactly, exactly. So come visit us for this special month with the great savings. Any of our staff will be happy to help you, and we will hopefully see you next Wednesday, Lord willing. And thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great Wednesday.
Bye, everybody.